Good nuclear morning, neighbors. So, the Hanford site, the Hanford glass vitrification processing plant, is being turned on. It's going into a phase of design and test. This is going to be startup operations. It's about a 5-year plan before the plant actually does anything that it's commissioned to do other than starting warming up, getting ready to go. 5 years to start and commission a plant. We had about 6 months. That facility is built on a black box basis, black box design, very compartmentalized. If something goes wrong in one of the cells get shut off, shut down, and filled in with dirt or concrete or covered over. They're done. They can't go back in and be repaired. Now, hefty repair mechanisms have been built in, but there's only so far they can go. This is the Fukushima Daiichi problem. We don't have the robots to do this work remotely. We're trying, we're still trying. We weren't trying before Fukushima happened. You would think that, something like, what's that place in Russia? Chernobyl, it blew up and is still blowing up, and they're having more problems with it, going into another phase of nuclear decay. So there's no responsibility, no bounds. These people go off and buy yachts and talk about putting a nuclear reactor in yachts when they drive away from the waste they've left somewhere else. This is the world that's being created without checks and bounds, without guidance, without real people debating these issues. And our politics is not supporting that idea. You can see one side against the other. This election coming up, next presidential election. It's going to be interesting. So these nuclear crowds, these people go around and buy this benevolence in trying to keep the Columbia River from being polluted beyond any human's use, animal's use. Creating a river full of radioactive waste. Or have they already? So that Hanford cleanup is huge and important. What they're doing now is they're turning on the power to the station. In the next 5 years, that power cannot shut off. This is part of the startup tests. And after that, it can never shut off until the plant's done, whatever that means, which we don't know what that means yet. Then there's a whole pre-processing plant to come online now. More millions and billions of dollars. And you know how these got created? Corporations paying off politicians, not science, not health sciences, not physics, driving these decisions and these problems and these challenges. Short-term funding for a decadal problem. Obscene profiteering for decades. And they've been in hiding. This whole organization has been in hiding. There's only a few places in the U.S., on this continent, that make commercial reactor fuel. Every 2 years, a plant is refueled. There's only 50 operating plants now, I believe, but there were over 140 at one point. That fuel was shipped across the nation to those plants by rail, by barges, and possibly by truck, tractor trailers. I would not doubt, because that's how business is done. And you do it as cheap as you can, right? So, nuclear. When they come to the table, they talk shit. They talk around, they talk past, they bring up something new. The fact is, alpha, beta, and gamma radiation is harmful to all life, including humans. TEPCO's dumping tritiated water into the Pacific Ocean. Ocean currents carry it in this direction. Ocean's currents will bring it through some of the largest fish breeding, feeding grounds on the planet. Somebody launched a car into space. Was that ever prosecuted? Was that ever made a crime? Pieces out. Good luck, folks. Vote. Plan on voting 2022. See if some political party sparks a sense of reason into this discourse. Maybe it was heavy industry, like Koch Industries, that stole our nation's education for decades ago. Instead of educating folks about how the world works around them, they do and still fund other ideas, three-letter answers to the world's problems that aren't an answer. Oh well. Peace and out.